Hello, I'm SupaWaluigi, and welcome back to SupaConstruction here in the Nintendo World Park. Today, we are moving into a new area, and we are starting on the Bowser's Castle area. I know it's been a while since the last part. I think the last part we built Jabu Jabu, which was just basically an amphibian enclosure. Over in the Legend of Zelda area, sorting out the awkward gap that we had over there. And I know we haven't fully finished in the Mushroom Kingdom just yet. I have been working on that in spare moments, but mainly just in terms of scenery and just little bits here and there. There aren't any properly new rides. There is actually just a small attraction, which is just some trampolines in Delfino Island, but other than that, there really isn't anything else much new over there. We'll take a look at another point in time, but the main focus of today is on Bowser's Castle. So, at the moment, we're just building some outer walls of the castle, like a fortification. There's sort of 3 tiers to this area, and it does face the Luigi's Mansion area as well. So once this whole section of the park is complete, it will look quite diverse between the gothic-looking Bowser's Castle area with all the fire and such, and the Luigi's Mansion spooky area. And I've transitions between the areas. We're just using that dirt path again, and the metal path, a new path we haven't seen. Interesting, isn't it? Paths and pathways. And the metal path over in the Bowser's Castle area, just for a little bit of a change. But yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild recently, now that I've got a Nintendo Switch. If you haven't checked out the video for or my video for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it is on my channel. I'll link it in the description below, and yeah, check that out. We fight a fair few things, end up awkwardly fighting a Lionel and not actually winning against it. But I didn't die. Something bizarre happened that I did not expect, which was a bit strange. But it's a good video, and hope you enjoy it. Anyway, we're just trying to sort out this entranceway. I wanted to try and fit in an information and toilet booths in that gap in the wall there, but it didn't want to let me place them down there for some reason, because I think the ground is not flat again. That same problem we had over in the Legend of Zelda area, which was quite a strange problem to encounter. Just tidying up the terrain as well. We're going with the dark, rocky, scary looking cliff rock face just to define the area, and we're just putting a little bit of a roof over the walkway. And this is where we also get in some more particle effects. We haven't got that many in the park at the moment. We're just getting in that large fire effect. The one thing I'm mainly worried about in this area is I want there to be quite a lot of fire, because obviously Bowser's a fire-breathing turtle dragon thing. And so we should represent that with a lot of fire. But the thing is, I think I've said this before in previous videos, I'm recording and playing this on a laptop, basically. And it's not a gaming laptop, and it's not that powerful. It can run Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 and quite a fair few other games from Steam quite well. On medium settings, but obviously the one thing I'm worried about is once this park gets more things in it, because we're only about halfway through, I think, because if we make this area sort of the halfway mark, because we've done Mushroom Kingdom and Termina pretty much now, and obviously the entrance to the whole park in general, so this is pretty much in the middle of the park, working towards the back of it. So once a lot more things are put in it, then it's going to have a difficult time loading it all up. It already is having quite a difficult time. The first time I booted this up in a while, it almost crashed 3 times, I think. I had to let the program respond in its own time to sort itself out. So that's not good in terms of how the series is how long the series will last for. Because if it crashes continuously, then we obviously can't continue it. But try not to think about that. We're just building another little second entranceway. So this is like a second tiered area. We've got the information booth and the toilets encased in them, and we're getting in some more fire again. It's a bit of a dodgy area if we put in quite a lot of it, but I'm not sure what's going to go in that small little indented area, because it does turn out to be quite small in the end. It might just be a food and shopping area. Not really sure, because I don't think any of the rides will be able to fit in there that I'm thinking of. Because in general, I think this whole area for the Bowser's Castle area should be a little bit more intense. Some more intense, scary rides, including possibly a roller coaster. And I need to also make room for Mario Kart, actually, because one of the plans I've had for a while now, even though we've got Baby Park, we're going to have a proper, like, 3-stage Mario Kart track, like in the new games, where it goes through its own stadium. So I've got to build a stadium for it. Look forward to that. In the Mushroom Kingdom area, it goes through Bowser's Castle area and Luigi's Mansion, and a little bit of Delfino Plaza, actually. So it's basically 4 tracks in one, in like a 3-stage race. So that'll be interesting to make. Right now we're just building a few towers, or 4 main towers for the main castle area. Just trying to make it very symmetrical. Had a problem, and I cut it out. We're not there just at the moment, but one of the main problems was I wanted to speed this up, and by doing that I saved the finished first tower. But for some reason, whenever I tried to place it, it was so far up in the air, I couldn't bring it back down to ground level at the same position that the other towers were, which was quite strange. And because I was playing in windowed mode, my mouse just kept on going off the screen, and I just couldn't do it. That was quite annoying, and that took at least half an hour to try and do, until I realised I might as well just build the towers from scratch over and over again. So that was an annoying problem. And yeah, it's I think it's going well so far. It's looking quite castle-y, to put it in a word. I mean, thinking back to the previous NintendoLand park, if you haven't seen that, please check it out. I think it's going quite well, actually, in terms of how many people have seen it. It's not on my channel. I've linked it from my channel, but yeah, it's on a different community channel, which I only didn't do that many videos for. Maybe I should go back to that. But yeah, in the previous NintendoLand park, we built quite a few castles, actually. It was main Hyrule Castle and Princess Peach's Castle. And because we haven't done that for this theme park, I think we can go all out on Bowser's Castle, which is interesting to do, even though I did build a very small, tiny, teeny-whiny castle in the last park. We can go full out with all the fire effects and everything in this park. And it will be interesting to see the final product. And yes, we're just coming up to the last part of this video now. We're just going to build a couple of walkways between the towers. There we go, yep. Just to sort of simulate how maybe Goombas and Koopa Troopers and all of Bowser's minions would be walking along the tops of the towers. And yeah, maybe like an animatronic. It's also interesting, now I think, I'm not sure if it was released since last part, but Universal or Nintendo, or both basically, they've released some concept art for what the Nintendo area would look like in the Universal Studios theme park. Or is it actually in Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure? Can't remember, I have to research that. And it looks quite nice. And I know somewhere on YouTube some people have been discussing it and talking about it, and yeah, it looks very good. And there we go. That is the 3-tier castle in progress at the moment. We got the fire in the center there, and yeah, I think it will look quite scary as Bowser's Castle. Stay tuned for the next part where we finish it up and keep on going. Thanks for watching. Bye.